My name is Scott Landis. I am a resident of Open Door Mission. I have been here for just over 5 months. This is not where I particularly saw myself at 48 years of age, but I used to say I was a charmed man, that I had everything going my way. These days I say I live a gratefully blessed life. And between those two statements, there is a wide gulf of time and space and of meaning for me. I was born in Jasper County, Texas. I was raised in a very good family. Went to a very decent school. I was taught the value of hard work from a very young age. My dad instilled that into me. I had one older brother and a younger sister. After completing high school there, I went to college and worked through undergraduate and worked through and earned 2 master's degrees, one in clinical psychology, one in neuropsychology. I picked up my first drink when I was 24 years old in graduate school. I did not know that that would take me on such a ride of devastation and now contemplation and realizing there's a lot of work left to do in my life. Throughout this entire time from college to this point, I used to excess alcohol. 3 to 4 times a week, and to intoxication on the weekends. All while striving to maintain a mask of normality within my professional and social circles. This was an arduous task to undertake. As I continued to drink, life became more unmanageable and I became more out of control with the drinking behavior. The amount of stress that I perceived in my life also added to the amount of substance use. In 2012, when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, I didn't realize the amount of stress and the struggle, the battle she would go through over the next 3 years. I did not understand the amount of struggling my mother would do with Alzheimer's disease. In 2015, my wife died of breast cancer after a 3-year struggle. And my mother died of Alzheimer's disease. My mother passed away on September 27th, 2015. And my wife on October 14th, 2015, just 17 days apart. 2 of the most important people in my life were not there anymore. I use the term devastated, but it doesn't really sum up how I felt. I lost all identity of self, all purpose, and I really continued to try and continue working, continue to wear a mask, that everything was okay, everything was all right, and all the while continue drinking. It is within the year from 2015 to 2016 that the drinking really became more of a problem, where functioning was more difficult. I continued to drink. I had no place to live. I was homeless for a week, and it was really a devastating time. While I was homeless, I actually went to my hometown and lived by the banks of the Neches River, just a half a mile away from the house where I grew up. And through the trees and the highway, I could actually see the house from where I was sleeping on the riverbank. It was quite emotional to be able to see home and not get to it. That image is burned in my mind. I have a cousin who lives in Houston, and she called me, and I don't talk to her often. It had been months, and she asked me how things were going, and I told her. And she stated that she would come to where I was and pick me up and bring me to Houston, where she would find a place for me to stay. And also brought up that and asked if I had continued to drink. And I said I had. And she said, well, that's going to be a very important step for me to obtain housing and a residence and to get my life on track again. I agreed. When she picked me up and brought me to Houston, she brought me to this place called Open Door Mission. I had never heard of Open Door Mission. My cousin is part of a ministry in Cypress, Texas, and had heard through part of her congregation about the mission. My first morning at the mission, I came through the gate. I was able to meet with the intake officer, Mr. Stan Washington. Mr. Washington asked me what I was here for, and I said recovery. He said that's fine and good. We offer recovery here, but we're also known as a faith-based organization. But let me tell you this, it's not just faith-based, it is Christ-centered. And there was a pause in between what he said, and I really didn't know what he meant by that. Throughout my time here, I have been able to attend a lot of diverse classes dealing with recovery and addiction. I've been able to attend a lot of worship services and a lot of Christian studies classes, all of which seem to work in combination to make an incredible impact on one's life. Through my stay here at the mission, it has been important that I realize that in truth and honesty, I can really challenge the humiliation that I put myself through, the shame, and really work on aspects of my life that were void of any meaning. I've said to several people here, I consider my time here at ODM a scholarship, because it has afforded me, without asking anything from me other than effort and openness, it has afforded me a new lease on life. It has afforded me a new way of thinking about life, a new way of living life, if I am just open to it. That means a great deal to me. So I certainly say without reservation, the Open Door Mission has, in essence, saved me from a very uncertain future.